Eggman, the greatest scientific genius of the world. I released Shadow from the military research facility, but now Shadow told me to bring the Chaos Emerald and join him at the space colony. Ark, there must be something going on. I should go back to the base and check it out. Those idiots will never find my hidden base inside this pyramid. Let's take care of business here first, then get inside.
So, as you can see here, Gun is trying to find Eggman's base. You can see that there are a bunch of gun robots and gun flags and stuff like that. I really like this about this era of Sonic, that, like, things didn't just exist for no reason. Like, different level hazards and enemies existed for a reason. Like, the game was really well thought out to a point where even the enemies' level design and enemies just kind of existed because that's how the story of the game was. Like, a lot of more modern Sonic games just kind of have shit happen for the sake of it happening, and I'm not a big fan of that. Especially when it comes to the enemy design and level design. A lot of times in Sonic games, like more modern Sonic games, the level design just kind of happens. Like, it just happens to be where it is just for the hell of it. And sometimes it doesn't even feel like it makes sense to be the way that it is. Like, one of the more recent examples of this being Sonic Frontiers, where you're going through previous levels, like level themes and whatnot, for literally no reason. Like, the only reason is that, like, it's based on, like, Sonic's memory, but a lot of the level design is based on previous levels that Sonic himself didn't even go through. Some of which are from this game, actually. And, like, I don't know, it just doesn't sit right with me when the levels are just, this is why, this is the way that it is just because. You know, like, that's, like, I've said this in another Let's Play. Sonic, to me, is kind of the anti-Mario in a lot of ways. Mario often is the one who has level design be the way that it is just because. And, like, that's cool. It works for Mario, because Mario is a wacky world where anything can happen, and they have, like, no story most of the time. But with Sonic, it always felt like Sonic was more thought out than that. And I don't know, just the idea of rails that are apparently holograms that might not even actually be there, just being all around this island just because, and they're not even really there. So within the idea of everyone else who sees it, Sonic is just floating in midair. It just doesn't make any sense to me, and I don't like it as much as I do like Frontiers. You know, just, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of that. But, you know, just that's just how things are sometimes. Just I don't know. This was the last game that the original Sonic team worked on, and this was the last game that Sega made before going third party. So it kind of felt like this was like the last true swan song of the Sonic series. Because a lot of stuff changed after this.
That wasn't so difficult. With the Chaos Emerald in the Space Colony Ark. I've got to find out just what's going on up there.
We interrupt this broadcast for an important news flash. There has been a break-in at the Federal Reserve Bank today. Mysteriously, the only thing that was stolen was the Chaos Emerald. According to eyewitnesses at the scene, the suspect was identified as the world-renowned hero, Sonic the Hedgehog. The suspect was seen fleeing the scene, destroying the reserve's guard robots in his path. Stay tuned for more details.
Sounds more like the work of Shadow.
How pathetic. Find them before they escape! Maria!
What?
Shadow, I beg of you, please
Maria!
do it for me. For all the people on that planet. Sayonara, Shadow the Hedgehog.
I still remember what I promised you. For the people of this planet, I promise you. Revenge!
So, now we get to play as Shadow. So, Shadow is very similar to Sonic, not just in appearance, but also gameplay. Also, I really prefer the way that Shadow moves and is animated in this game. Not to mention the way he looks. Like, if I can take a minute to kind of showcase this, Shadow's shoes in this game are far simpler than they would become in later games. Shadow has like this, I don't know what you would call it, like these ridges on his shoes that always make drawing him kind of a pain in the ass. But here, they're a lot more flat. And maybe it's just in the character model, because it might not be that way in the official artwork. But like, even the way that his air shoes are animated, like you just got these two little jet streams coming out of each foot, and it just looks so much simpler and so much cooler than what we get now. Not to mention just how, like, big and bright... Ow, fuck you, I forgot that was there. Not to mention how big and bright the, Okay. I've never seen that happen before. How big and bright the little jet streams even are. Because a lot of times, especially in more modern games, the jet streams are so mute that you can't even see them half of the time. Also, if you're wondering why the people think that Shadow looks like Sonic when clearly he looks nothing like that, that is a holdover from Shadow's beta design. Shadow originally was supposed to look a lot more like Sonic. This design has become given the nickname of Terios the Hedgehog, based on what his original name would have been. And it's actually kind of cool that in Shadow Generations, this became like a skin for him. Like you can actually just play as Terios the Hedgehog. I've always thought that was kind of cool. But like story-wise, I actually kind of buy that people would think that Shadow was Sonic because there's only one super fast hedgehog in this world, as far as we're aware. So, like, why would you not think that this is Sonic? Also, hello, Knights. Yeah, it's... I don't know. I feel like people kind of give the game a little too much shit for that. Especially because Shadow's design was being finalized during the development of the game. So, I feel like it's a little unfair. Why is it that whenever people complain about these robots coming out of nowhere, it's always in the mech shooting stages, not in stages like this?
Here we go.
I don't hate it, it's just I don't remember the stage as much as I probably should.
Too easy for me.
But yeah, because of the people mistaking Sonic for Shadow, this is why Gunn was after Sonic. I'll have more to talk on that particular topic later on, after we get some reveals of Shadow's character. But I actually kind of like this within this game. This sort of plot point, though, doesn't make sense with later games, and I will be talking about that later on. But for now, it's really cool. Also, this scene is iconic. It is just so freaking cool. The way Sonic and Shadow just kind of pass each other, it really showcases just how powerful and fast Shadow is. And I actually like that the Sonic Adventure 2 took itself seriously, unlike a lot of later games. Just, oh my god.
A 7 a sinking square